Cool. Alrighty, let's get started. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to another very exciting episode of the Wellness Chat. This month, we'll be talking about the importance of beauty sleep because it is Sleep Awareness Month this month. And I am joined tonight by Hannah Miller, the founder of Sleep Dreams. And Hannah will be getting to you very shortly. For anyone who doesn't know me, I'm Mel Driver. I'm the founder of Merindah Botanicals, a 100% natural skincare range for busy women. And I am very excited to talk about sleep tonight because it is so important for everything. And so let me introduce you to my co-host tonight, Hannah. You're the founder of Sleep Dreams. Why don't you give us a little intro about yourself and Sleep Dreams?
I will, and thank you so much for inviting me to talk about it. I love this topic, and I don't come as an absolute expert at all. I actually come from somebody who started my journey to understand more about sleep once I had my bub, and I realized how important sleep is, and actually how little that you can get at certain parts of your life. So it led me to start learning more about sleep and how different people can use different techniques, and how we're all unique individuals, and from that, Sleep Dreams was kind of born really from me learning about the topic more.
Yeah, amazing. And it's basically how a lot of businesses start. We start, we have this idea, we might be passionate about something, and then we'll learn and learn and learn, and that's basically how we get rolling.
Exactly.
So I'm going to be talking about the importance of sleep in terms of our skin and how poor sleep impacts our skin. And you will be sharing some of your tips and maybe like a little nighttime ritual. So, first of all, sleep is very important for overall health. It affects our energy levels during the day. It affects our mental capacity. Just in general, our well-being, but it's also playing a huge role on our skin. And we don't say beauty sleep for nothing because it is the time when our skin rejuvenates when we sleep at nighttime. So skin renewals, as I just said, happens overnight when we don't get enough rest. We're not giving our skin enough time or good time that it needs to repair itself and regenerate. Also, high cortisol levels from poor sleep means it can cause or lead to breakouts, inflammation, and a dull skin tone. Stress often shows on our skin, like the first sign of stress can show on our skin. And another example of stress of sleep is like breakouts, although it's a
Mm,
little bit less common for breakouts to appear when we're having bad sleep. It's definitely more so the dull, tired looking skin. Lack of sleep also causes dehydration and puffiness. So tired skin often looks uneven, dry, or even lacks its natural glow. And then also the collagen production happens at nighttime when we sleep. And then collagen is what keeps our skin looking plump and firm and useful. And in the same instant, less sleep means less collagen. And unfortunately, ultimately, it means more visible fine lines and wrinkles. So one thing we can do to assist with the puffiness in particular is lymphatic drainage. You can use your fingers or your hands. You can use a gua sha or facial cupping to assist your lymphatic drainage system to, get rid of the puffiness and things like that. And sleep is also your skin's reset button. So when we're well rested, your skin reflects that because it looks smoother, it's brighter, it looks healthier, it's got the natural glow. So quite a few things that actually happen at nighttime that we're actually not really aware of. But it will show in the morning. And sometimes we just walk to the mirror in the mornings and we're like, oh, I'm looking so tired this morning. And it's not just because your eyes are a little bit smaller. It's like literally, just the whole face looks a little bit different, doesn't it, Hannah?
It certainly does. Like you feel it in your body, and you can see it in the morning when you're feeling that way and you haven't had a good night's sleep. It's yeah,
Mm.
so impactful.
It is, yeah, and I really feel it also with the energy levels, mental health. Like I feel like sometimes when I don't sleep really well, that I can't concentrate properly or can't think straight and things like that. There's just a lot of things that a lack of sleep has in terms of lost the train of thought there for a second. The issues it can cause in our body, so not just the skin, obviously, but overall health as well. And I'm pretty sure you, as a fairly new mom, you would know a lack of
Absolutely.
sleep is definitely no fun.
Not fun for anyone. And also my daughter as well. You know, when they have broken sleep, children, you can see how it impacts their day. Their ability to cognitively function through the day is impacted if they're not getting the sleep that they need as well. So from a physical point of view and a mental point of view, it can be really impactful to all of us. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I get quite grumpy if I don't get my sleep.
Right.
Oh, it's
Yeah, and it's
funny, like I don't know.
hard to focus as well on what you're doing. Like, you know the next day after you've had a bad night's sleep how little you you can function as well as you normally do. It
Yeah,
impacts us in so many
definitely.
ways.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about sleep dreams and how we can all use your tools to create a beautiful nighttime ritual and get some better sleep.
Yeah, of course. And actually, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said beautiful. And I don't mean when you think of something that looks beautiful. What I like to think about when I'm thinking about my nighttime ritual is something that feels beautiful to me, because there's so many different things we can do to try to get better sleep at night. You know, there's 100 people, if you go, into any cafe and ask anybody, what do you do or use to sleep better at night? And they'll all tell you something different. And I think that's because it really is something unique to you individually. And it's really important to find what's beautiful for you, for the inside and outside. And what we do at Sleep Dreams is try to, well, I've been on a bit of a mission trying to find products that people like, trying to find out what people enjoy and what works, what is helping them to find that routine at night that's going to help to tell their body now is time to be calm and it's safe to rest your body actually. And it goes back to our our genes essentially, and when we're fearful we can't sleep and we can't rest, so we need to bring our body into calmness and create a routine at night that's going to relax our body and our brains before we go to sleep. So some of the most popular feedback have been around products that are creating a sense of relaxation and bringing down anxiety and racing thoughts. Products like sleep masks with the speakers in them, so you can listen to relaxing sounds without impacting sleeping partners. If you are sharing a bedroom with others, they will have their own nighttime routine and rituals, and they may not be aligned with yours. So finding what uniquely works for you and creating your own sleep space within that, and having sort of a sleep mask is keeping yourself in your own little cocoon almost. Other products, I mean, these aren't necessarily products that I sell, but great feedback. And I read a lot about magnesium powders and how people find magnesium really helps them to sleep, or mouth
Mm.
guards, nasal strips to help with your breathing. Like it really is just about trying and finding what's right for you, I think.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's true because everyone reacts differently. And I actually did try magnesium oil, and I keep forgetting, like I buy so many things and then I'll use it and I forget that I've got it and it's packed away because there was a massive cleanup anyway, and I should be using that again because I do remember the
Yeah.
first few nights when I actually was using some magnesium oil that I actually slept really, really well. And one thing that helps me sleep really well is like a nice hot bath before bedtime. Oh my God, that is just amazing.
Yeah, yeah, and they say don't need to have warm, not hot, because apparently the hot can sometimes have an adverse effect. But if you know you, and again, that's you and your uniqueness in how you like to have your ritual, I think that's it. If you can find it, it's gold. Like I have so many people that still come to me, like my stepmom as an example, and I still just don't sleep. You know, I've tried everything. Oh, have you tried this? Because this works for other people. Oh no, I haven't. That won't work for me. And it really is about actually you've got to try it. And
Mm.
you kind of hit the nail on the head there as well when you said that you tried it for a few nights and then you stopped. Well, if you find something that works, you really need to stick to it and then keep adding to it to create your perfect routine. Like if I was to give you an example of my nighttime routine before I go to bed and what works for me is a warm bath as well. I
Mhm.
love a warm bath. I do try not to have any electronics 30 minutes before I go to bed, and that means no phone, no doom scrolling, as I know so many people do these days. Perhaps if you need to do something in bed just to try and wind yourself down, using a Kindle and reading some stories can be a great way, without it being that brighter white light. And there are blue tinted glasses that you can get to actually help if you do need to use technology or you're watching TV in the evening. They can be really great products to try as well. Yeah, and that's a great one for me. And I love a silk pillowcase as well because that feels for me really
Mm.
beautiful to fall asleep onto. The coolness of the silk, I love it. Some people don't like the silk because it can feel too slidey. You know, I just love that it's about investigating to find what works for
Yeah.
you.
And that's actually really good for the skin as well, because what happens when we sleep, and depends on how long we sleep or in the same spot. Like, for example, if we were to sleep with our hand under our face and stuff like that, it squishes it up and actually that forms wrinkles as well. And well, sometimes you basically, if you only like slept on it like once and you wake up in the morning, like you have like this line or something, oh, I slept funny. Because like you basically get up in the mornings and I'm oh, I must have slept funny because I've got this line on my face. But over time, if you were to sleep like this every single night, it actually does leave a permanent um, line or wrinkle on your face. So that's why silk pillow slips in particular are really good because they don't wrinkle.
Yeah, we actually, one of our top sellers are the silk hair bonnets. People love as well because they're great because they reduce the friction on your hair and your skin, which again, silk has those amazing fibers that are so silky and kind of feel quite luxury as well, which is quite nice. I've never gone
Mm.
as far as done at full-on silk sheets. I haven't tried that. Um, I might, that must be one for my list at some point.
Yeah, I actually have to try hair bonnet. I've been meaning to get one for so long because like my hair is actually quite long. And I have our cat, she sleeps on my pillow like almost every night. And when
Oh,
she gets up, she steps on my hair. And while she's quite little, like she's got like this very strong stance. And like I literally feel my hair breaking when she does that. So I think a hair
cute.
bonnet like this would just be perfect so she can't crush my hair and break it.
Yeah. And I actually hadn't heard of this before, but a few months back, someone told me about the Scandinavian sleep method. Have you heard of that before?
The Scandinavian, what is it?
Sleep method.
No, I have
So
not.
yeah, apparently it's becoming a lot more popular, and it's essentially you still sleep in a double bed, or you know, with your partner if you're sharing with a partner, and you have a double bed, but essentially partners sharing have their own doona, so they're actually creating and regulating their own sleep setups essentially. So you have your own doona, you've got your own tog of doona weight, I suppose, and it's becoming a really popular thing rather than sharing one big, you know, king size do, you can kind of have your own little cocoon, which I thought was really interesting. So that's something I'm, potentially going to try. No more
That's,
pulling and
yeah,
arguing for the sheets.
I know what you mean. It's actually funny that it's got a name because I'm originally from Germany, and my parents and my grandparents have always slept like that. And I think hotels are the same, even if it's like a
Right.
double bed for two people, that you have your own dinner. Yeah.
Yeah, oh right. Okay. So then great. It must have been a thing and now it's just been coined as this
Yes.
Scandinavian sleep method. It was
A new
yeah,
trend.
new to me. And I think that's what I really like about sleep, that we spend so much time asleep, and
Mm,
it's so funny how little we try to optimize that in our life, but we spend so much time optimizing our daily life. And there's so
mm,
much to explore. Like, I genuinely am just enjoying learning about what people do and how I can incorporate that into my life, and hopefully bring it to other people with, the products that we can try to get out to people to try. Yeah.
yeah. That's right. Essential oils are also very beautiful for a little nighttime ritual. Like I really like lavender, which is the only one that's pet safe, really. And just like a drop or so on a pillow slip, or even just a little bit behind the ears and on the temple and things like that. I also really think that helps, not just with the sleep, but just calming calming the mind, calming the senses, and I think just breathing in the essential oil scents as well. It really helps with the nervous system, and a beautiful way to get the body and mind ready for bedtime. It's like a
Mm,
sign to everything really. It's time for bed
mm.
now. Also, yeah.
Smell being one of those really strong senses in our life, like that trigger of that lavender smell to, yeah, trigger the time is now to, start to rest for bed. I know, it was making me tired talking about it. I'm now like, oh, I'm looking forward to getting into my bed this evening.
Yes, yeah, same. Well, have you got any other tips to share, Hannah, that you would like to pass along?
No, I think that I just keep trying. Honestly, everyone's unique, and I would just love people to keep trying new things and
Mm,
optimizing your sleep routine, because the benefits really are there. It's beautiful to hear feedback from customers when they're saying that it genuinely has changed how they're sleeping. And it can be so funny that the same product, feedback from somebody saying it just didn't work for me, and others, it's really changing my life because I'm sleeping, and that's really lovely. I think that's what keeps me going, knowing that people are finding and discovering things to help them relax, which is
yeah, so
great.
many things to add to the list. A few years ago, my husband bought this drink, and I can't quite remember what the name of it was. It was like
Oh,
it's like a bit of a honey-like consistency, and I think it was a malt kind of drink. I don't know what it's called. You can get that, I think, at the supermarkets, and you just drink that with warm or hot milk, something like that. And that's also said to help with sleep.
wow. Yeah. I imagine there's probably, I would say, hundreds of things that I need to build, like an ultimate list of just when everyone tells me something, I can add it on there, because and then we can go through this suite of different things to try. But yeah, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, amazing. And if anyone of those of you who are watching our replay, if you have any additional sleep tips, something that's helping you sleep better, we would absolutely love to know if you would put that in the comments below. And then we can add that to Hannah's list. Amazing. Well, thank you so, so much, Hannah. It was an absolute pleasure having you on here tonight.
You are most welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. And for anyone who's interested in joining the Wellness Chat next month, April is Stress Awareness Month. So we'll be talking about stress, how stress affects the skin, and we'll be sharing tips on how to reduce stress and live a calmer life. And I'll share some more information online with who our next guest speaker will be. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And thanks again, Hannah, for joining me tonight.
Thanks, Mel.
Okay.